Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you today. In the last few days, I've been sitting down really trying to figure out the Wrestlemania 31 card, and I have a lot of hard time with it. I really want to make this video so I could laugh about how I think this is going to play out and down the road. Make a rebuttal, where you change some things around and then make another rebuttal. Everybody knows that the direction that WWE is going towards WrestleMania never ends up being what you think it's going to be once you get there. I think one of the only guaranteed matches that we might get is Triple H versus Sting, and everything else is up in the air, from Rollins to Orton, Daniel Bryan, Brock Lesnar, John Cena, The Rock. All of these main players for the WWE are big question marks. I mean, The Rock's probably the biggest question mark if he's going to be there or not. Everybody else, is going to fall in line, having some sort of a match. And who knows? They might do some six-way for the championship. Bring back the Elimination Chambers, and it's not being used on the February pay-per-view. I got no clue. I mean, anything in the world could possibly happen. They've got so many new young talents. Rollins, Reigns, Ambrose, all of these guys have made huge, large strides since last year, becoming solo stars. You got Bray Wyatt, a guy that they're desperately trying to make a star. But I know that Vince McMahon has his hand on most of the creative in WWE. Stephanie, Triple H, they push things through, but if Vince, he's the guy who signs the checks. If he doesn't like it, it's not going to happen. But is WWE so desperate to sort of push this NXT thing, showing how much it works, that they would send one of these NXT guys to WrestleMania as the champion to say, look, we did it. For so long, I've been thinking that Roman Reigns is going to be the first guy to be able to say that he is an NXT champion, saying that the developmental center works. He'd go on, he'd win the Royal Rumble, he'd go on to WrestleMania, he'd win the main event to become the champion, and next thing you know, that performance center down in Orlando that WWE put so much money into is paying off. It finally has its first big star. You can say things about the South promotion that they had in Georgia, the Ohio Valley. Ohio Valley might be the best class of developmental stars that WWE ever had at one time, with John Cena, with Brock Lesnar, Shelton Benjamin, Randy Orton, all coming out of there, all coming through there at the same time, all working with each other. Batista was in there, and all making those like 2002-ish debuts. And coming up through the company. Really big time stuff was going on there that time. But the Performance Center, them signing talent from, all over the world and bringing them in. Of course, everybody knows about them, building the NXT brand right now. Who knows? I think a lot of those guys that are in NXT now might be there for a long time to show that, the WWE Network is worth the money. And I know that these guys, they get sporadic house shows and things like that. It probably helps their payday a little bit. But I'm wondering if you can keep these guys strapped there. I don't know what a developmental WWE guy gets. I think a lot of it is promises that you make it through developmental, you'll get on the main roster, and then you'll get a chance to become a big star. And once you become a big star, that's when the big money comes. Who knows? I know that there are, people, Joey Ryan, the Young Bucks, turning down developmental deals because they can make more money outside of WWE and NXT, working indies, getting to work when they want to. A lot of reasons is they don't have to move to Florida. They can stay with their family wherever they live there. Joey Ryan and the Young Bucks being in Southern California. But I don't know. I just really have this feeling that Seth Rollins is going to be going into WrestleMania as champion. I know I made the video today about the three-way at the Royal Rumble, basically saying that I thought Sting was going to show up and cause John Cena to walk out as champion, making, Triple H pull out his hair. That Sting came in there. The Vigilante has done it again and spoiled, Triple H's plans, stacking the deck against Cena and, not letting the Authority win. But I don't know. There's always the Fastlane pay-per-view, which is going to be in February. Nobody knows what this is going to be, other than it's a horrible name. They finally got rid of Over the Limit, and now they're bringing this one back. I don't know what WWE's fascination is with fast cars or whatever it is, but maybe it's John Cena wanting to have that. I remember the Over the Limit always had the cars up there on the stage. Maybe Cena wants to drive one of his hot rods to the show, or I don't know what the hell they're doing. But I don't know. Definitely that February pay-per-view, more than likely Brock's not going to be there since it's just a normal pay-per-view. It's not one of the big ones, and it's probably not going to make enough money to cover Brock's expenses. But, Rollins definitely could be the number one contender there since you're going to have a championship match. Rollins versus Cena, he could either win the match outright, or, he could use the Money in the Bank briefcase in his back pocket as a cash-in. I think that if he does do this, I think that Rollins he couldn't, because the winner of the Rumble, I was going to say that Cena would be the number one contender to move on to WrestleMania, and he'd get a rematch, but you can't get a rematch because the winner of the Rumble's there, and that might be Bryan, it might be Roman Reigns, but as Seth Rollins being the champion, I wonder if people are going to look at Seth Rollins being like The Miz at WrestleMania 27, just being a guy holding the championship. Everybody thought that it was all going to be about The Miz passing the championship over, and little did we know it was actually setting up WrestleMania 28 with Rock coming down and Rock helping The Miz beat John Cena to add to the fuel of the fire to the rivalry between Rock and Cena. But there's so many good matches that you could do. We really haven't seen a one-on-one match that's been built up as a big one between Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins going up against Daniel Bryan would be a damn good championship match. A real good wrestling style base, fast pace. Of course, everybody knows about the high-flying knees and Rollins coming off the top rope, and both of these guys, they jump out of the ring. Tons of stuff would be really, really good there. Somehow Cena becomes the number one contender. Rollins versus Cena has been one of the building rivalries in WWE as of right now, so this really could work, and I really think it could happen. But what do you guys think about Rollins rolling in to WrestleMania as the champion? I think a lot of people think it might happen, but what do you guys think?